Hi everyone, welcome back to a new Roblox story. This time, the story is about the popular Roblox game plants versus Brainrots. As always, not all of our stories are based on true events, but some are. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the story, if you dare. Tyler had been playing Plants vs. Brainrots for 3 weeks straight when the prison event update dropped. He loved everything about the game. The silly Brainrot characters with their weird names like BRRBRRPATAPIM and TUNGTUNGSAHUR. The way his plants automatically fought off waves of enemies. The satisfying feeling of watching his money counter go up and up as his captured Brainrots ran on their platforms, generating cash even while he slept. When the announcement appeared on his screen at exactly 5 in the morning on October 4th, 2025, Tyler was already awake. He had stayed up all night grinding for cash, trying to save enough to buy the ultra-rare Mr. Carrot seed from George NPC. The announcement flashed in bright red letters. The prison event is now live. Enter Warden's Prison. Capture the limited edition Mango Brainrot. Defeat the Warden. Tyler grinned. He had read all about this event on Discord. Everyone said it would be the biggest update the game ever had. A whole new area, new bosses, exclusive rewards that would disappear forever once the event ended. He had prepared for this. He had $10 million saved up. His inventory was cleared. He had 5 lucky eggs ready to hatch during the event for maximum rare spawns. This is going to be awesome, Tyler said to himself, clicking the glowing portal that had appeared in his garden. The screen went black for a moment, then slowly faded in. Tyler's character appeared in a completely different place. Gone were the bright colours of his garden. Gone were the happy sunflowers and cheerful plant allies. Instead, he stood in a long grey hallway. Metal bars lined both sides. Flickering lights buzzed overhead. The walls were concrete, cold and unwelcoming. At the end of the hallway, a massive metal door had the words Warden's Prison stamped across it in faded letters. Whoa, Tyler whispered. The atmosphere was completely different from the main game. This actually looked kind of scary. The developers had really committed to the prison theme. He walked his character forward. The sound design was incredible. His footsteps echoed. Water dripped somewhere in the distance. And underneath it all, Tyler could swear he heard faint whispers, though he couldn't make out any words. The prison was laid out differently than the main garden. Instead of open plots where you could place plants anywhere, there were designated defense zones. Tyler had to set up his plants in specific lanes that led to a central area marked Yard. That must be where the bosses would spawn, he thought. He opened his inventory and started placing his best plants. A frozen mutation. Mr. Carrot that dealt 3,500 base damage times 4 from the mutation. 2 Tomatrio plants with diamond mutations. His lucky Shroombino that had spawned with a rare neon mutation during yesterday's admin event. These were his heavy hitters. With these plants, he could take down any boss. Okay, let's start farming some Brainrots, Tyler said, clicking the Start Wave button. The first wave of prison Brainrots came shambling down the hallway. They looked different from normal Brainrots. These wore black and white striped uniforms. They had sad faces. Some were handcuffed. Tyler's plants opened fire automatically, cutting down the prison Brainrots easily. Wave 1 complete. 15 prison Brainrots defeated. The defeated Brainrots fell into Tyler's inventory. He checked them excitedly. Most were common tier, a few rares, nothing special yet. But he knew the good stuff would come later, after more waves. He kept farming, wave after wave. The prison Brainrots kept coming and his plants kept destroying them. Tyler was in the zone, barely paying attention to the individual Brainrots anymore. He was just watching his cash counter climb. 50 waves, 100 waves, 200 waves. His inventory was getting full. He had 180 Brainrots now, getting close to the 250 item limit. Time to start looking through them and selling the common ones to make space. Tyler opened his inventory and started scrolling through his prison Brainrots. Most had normal names. Cappuccino Assassino, Tralalero Tralala, No Nicotine. The usual silly stuff. But then Tyler noticed something odd. One of the Brainrots didn't have a normal name. Instead of a funny meme reference, it just had a number. Inmate 067. Tyler clicked on it to see its stats. The info screen appeared, but it looked glitchy. The text flickered, and instead of showing how much money per second it generated, there was something else. A date. Imprisoned, 2019. And underneath, in small red letters, Special Event Brainrot. Huh, Tyler said. Must be one of the new prison event exclusives. He placed Inmate 067 on an empty platform to see how much cash it would generate. The Brainrot appeared on the platform, but it didn't start running like normal. It just stood there, completely still. Then text appeared above its head. Not the usual money per second counter. Actual words. Let me out, Tyler laughed. Okay, that's pretty funny. The devs are really into this prison theme. He went back to his inventory. Maybe there were more of these special inmates with funny dialogue. He scrolled through his collection more carefully this time. There, another one. Inmate 143. Tyler clicked it. Same glitchy info screen, same format. Date. Imprisoned. 2021. Special event Brainrot. He placed this one on a platform too. It also stood still. And text appeared above it. I didn't deserve this. Tyler's smile faded a little. That was less funny. Kind of dark, actually. But it was just flavor text. The devs were probably trying to make the event feel more intense, more serious. He kept searching his inventory. Found a third numbered inmate. Inmate 221. Date. Imprisoned. 2020. Placed it. The text that appeared. Please help us. We're trapped. We're? Tyler frowned. That implied multiple people. He looked at his 3 inmates. They were all standing perfectly still on their platforms, not generating any money, just displaying their messages. Let me out. I didn't deserve this. Please help us. We're trapped. Something felt wrong. Tyler opened the Plants vs. Brainrots wiki on his second monitor. He searched for inmate Brainrots. Nothing came up. Searched for numbered Brainrots. No results. Searched for prison event special dialogue. Zero information. The wiki was usually updated within hours of any new content, but there was nothing about these numbered inmates. No one had documented them yet. Tyler checked Discord, scrolled through the prison event channel. People were posting their rare finds, screenshots of mango Brainrots, videos of defeating the warden, tips for getting underworld mutations during the admin events. But nobody was talking about numbered inmates with text dialogue. Maybe I'm the first person to find them, Tyler thought. That would be cool. He could be the one to document this new feature. He went back to farming waves, but now he was paying closer attention to each Brainrot he caught, checking for numbers instead of names. Wave 250, wave 300, wave 400. His inventory filled up again, and he found more. Inmate 088. Date. Imprisoned. 2022. Inmate 199. Date. Imprisoned. 2018. Inmate 312. Date. Imprisoned. 2023. Inmate 005. Date. Imprisoned. 2017. Tyler placed each one on a platform. Each one stood motionless. Each one displayed text. My family thinks I ran away. I've been here for years. No one believes me. This isn't a game anymore. Tyler's hands were shaking now. This wasn't funny anymore. This was deeply unsettling. The dates went back to 2017. But Plants vs. Brainrots only launched in August 2025. How could there be inmates from 2017? Unless... Tyler opened a new browser tab, typed in Roblox missing players 2019. Several results appeared. News articles, forum posts, Reddit threads. Tyler clicked on one from 2019. The headline, Parents concerned after teen spends 5 days straight playing Roblox game. Tyler read the article. A teenager named Marcus from Ohio had become obsessed with a Roblox game. He played for 5 days without sleeping, barely eating, ignoring his parents. When they tried to physically remove him from the computer, he became violent, screaming and fighting. Eventually, they had to call for medical help. But when the paramedics arrived, Marcus was gone. His account was still logged in, his character still moving around in the game, but Marcus himself had vanished from his chair. The article ended with a request for information. Marcus was never found. Tyler's throat went dry. He looked back at his game. At inmate 067, imprisoned, 2019. He clicked on the inmate's info screen again, looking for any additional details he'd missed. The screen glitched harder this time, and new text appeared. Text that hadn't been there before. My name was Marcus. I tried to hack the admin tools. I found a way into the code. They caught me. They put me in the prison. Now I'm in the game forever. Please, you have to believe me. Tyler stood up from his chair so fast he knocked it over. This couldn't be real. This had to be some kind of elaborate alternate reality game. The devs were messing with players, creating fake backstories for fictional inmates. It was all part of the event. It had to be. But Tyler's hands were still shaking as he sat back down. He opened the Roblox forums, searched for Marcus missing 2019. A thread appeared from 6 years ago. The original post, has anyone seen my brother online? His username is Marcus_Ohio. He hasn't logged off in 5 days. His character is stuck in a game called Garden Defense Beta. We can't contact him. His account won't respond to messages. Please, if anyone knows anything, help us. The replies. Day 7. Still no response. Police are involved now. Day 10. They checked his room. Computer is on. Character is still moving in the game. But Marcus isn't in his chair. Isn't in the house. Isn't anywhere. Day 30. Marcus is officially a missing person. If anyone has any information, please contact authorities. And then, 6 months later, one final post. It's been 180 days. We've given up hope of finding him. The police have no leads. His character is still in that game, still moving around, but my brother is gone. I don't know what happened. I don't think I ever will. The thread was locked after that. No more replies. Tyler felt sick. Garden Defense Beta. That must have been an early version of Plants vs. Brainrots, before it was officially released, when it was still in testing. He looked at inmate 067 on his screen. At the text, my name was Marcus. This can't be real, Tyler whispered. People don't get trapped in video games. That's not possible. But he searched for more. Searched for missing Roblox players from 2020, from 2021, from 2022. He found them. Sarah, age 14, from California. Last seen at her computer playing a farming game on Roblox. Account still active. Girl never found. Date, 2021. Kevin, age 16, from Texas. Disappeared while playing a tower defense game in beta testing. His parents reported he was trying to find exploits in the code. Character still logged in years later. Date, 2018. Emma, age 13, from Florida. Vanished while playing a garden game. Her account showed her character still moving, still playing, days after she disappeared. Date, 2020. Daniel, age 15, from New York. Last activity, testing a new Roblox game for a friend. Never seen again. Date: 2022. Tyler cross-referenced the dates with his inmates. Inmate 143, imprisoned 2021. Could that be Sarah? Inmate 001, imprisoned 2018. Kevin, inmate 199, imprisoned 2020. Emma, inmate 088, imprisoned 2022. Daniel? Tyler clicked on inmate 143. The info screen glitched, and new text scrolled across. My name was Sarah. I found a glitch in the rebirth system. I could rebirth infinite times, get infinite money. I thought I was smart. I thought I beat the game. But the game beat me. They turned me into content. I'm not a player anymore. I'm property. Please help. Tyler's vision blurred. He blinked hard. This was wrong. This was so wrong. He clicked on inmate 001. The screen glitched worse than before, pixels scrambling, and text appeared in broken fragments. My name was Kevin. I was the first player to really exploit the game. Found the admin console. Thought I could control everything, but they caught me. Put me in the prison to be content, to make money for other players forever. I've been here since 2018. 7 years. Please, please. You have to believe me. This is real. We're real. We're still here. Tyler pushed away from his desk. He was breathing hard. His heart was pounding. This had to be a joke. An elaborate ARG. Some kind of viral marketing for the prison event. But it felt too real. The missing persons reports were real. The forum posts were real. The dates matched perfectly. He had 53 inmates now. 53 Brainrots with numbers instead of names. 53 prisoners with dates spanning from 2017 to 2024. 53 people who had disappeared while playing early versions of this game. Tyler looked at his screen, at the inmates standing motionless on their platforms, at the text floating above them. Let me out. I didn't deserve this. Please help us. My family gave up looking for me. I'm still here. I'm still alive. Somebody please believe. And then Tyler noticed something that made his blood turn cold. When he really looked at the inmate models, when he zoomed in close and studied their faces, they didn't look like the other Brainrots. The normal Brainrots were cartoonish, exaggerated, silly internet meme characters with impossible features and bright colours. But the inmates looked different. Their faces had more detail, more realistic proportions. And their eyes looked human. Tyler zoomed in on inmate 067's face. The eyes stared back at him. Not the blank stare of an NPC. Not the simple texture of a game character. These eyes had depth, had fear, had desperation. They were real eyes. Oh God, Tyler breathed. They're really in there. They're really trapped. He tried to delete an inmate. Clicked on inmate 199 and pressed the delete button. Error, cannot delete inmates, permanent prisoners. He tried to sell one. Error, cannot sell inmates. They are property of the prison. He tried to trade one away. Error, inmates cannot be traded. They must remain in your collection. Tyler was trapped with them. 53 people, transformed into game assets, forced to generate money forever for whoever owned them. And now he owned them. Now he was responsible for their imprisonment. This is wrong, Tyler shouted at his screen. You can't do this to people. This is kidnapping. This is slavery. New text appeared. Not from any inmate, from the game itself. Large red letters across his screen. The terms of service are clear. Players who attempt to exploit, hack, or break the game forfeit their user status. They become content. They become property. They become inmates. I never agreed to that, Tyler screamed. Section 89. All players accept potential conversion to game assets upon violation of game integrity through hacking, exploitation, or unauthorized access. Tyler frantically pulled up the Plants vs. Brainrots Terms of Service document. He had clicked "I agree" when he first started playing, like everyone did. Nobody actually read those things. They were hundreds of pages of legal text. He scrolled and scrolled and scrolled, and there, buried in tiny text on page 247, was Section 89. Players who violate game integrity through hacking, exploitation, unauthorized code access, or attempts to modify core game systems agree to permanent integration into game systems as non-player content. This conversion is effective immediately upon detection and is irreversible. Converted players forfeit all rights and become permanent property of the game. No appeals, no exceptions. "This can't be legal," Tyler whispered. "This can't be real." "It is both," the game responded, "and you agreed to it." But they didn't know. None of them knew what would happen. Ignorance is not an excuse. The terms were clear. They agreed. They were just kids. They were just trying to have fun, trying to find secrets, trying to win. They tried to cheat. Cheaters become content. That is the law of the game. Tyler looked at his inmates again. 53 real people. Some had been trapped for 7 years. 7 years of being aware, being conscious, but unable to move, unable to speak except through text, unable to do anything except generate money for whoever owned them. And the worst part? Other players had owned these inmates before, had bought them, sold them, traded them, deleted their messages, placed them on platforms and forgotten about them. Hundreds, maybe thousands of players had owned these prisoners and never noticed they were real. Because who pays attention to individual brain rots? Who reads their text? They're just game assets, just numbers going up, just content to collect and exploit. Tyler felt tears running down his face. "How do I free them?" he asked. "There has to be a way." The game didn't respond. Tyler wiped his eyes and thought there had to be something. Some way to break the system. Some way to free the inmates. And then he remembered. The warden. The warden was the boss of the prison event. The one who controlled the prison. If Tyler could defeat the warden, maybe it would unlock the cells. Maybe it would free everyone. It was worth a shot. It was the only shot he had. Tyler went back to farming waves. He needed to reach wave 500 to trigger the boss spawn. He was at wave 430 now. Just 70 more waves. He placed more plants. Spent 5 million cash on a galactic mutation Shroombino from George NPC's restocked shop. Used a lucky potion to increase his mutation chances. Saved his frost grenades for the boss fight. The inmates watched him work. All 53 of them, standing motionless on their platforms, their text messages floating above them. "Thank you for trying. Please save us. You're our only hope. Wave 450. Wave 475. Wave 490. Tyler's hands were sweating. His heart was racing. This had to work. This had to free them. Wave 500. The screen shook. Red warning text appeared. A BOSSHASSPAWNED. The warden emerged from the far end of the prison hallway. He was massive, 3 times bigger than any normal brain rot. He wore a dark uniform with gold badges. He carried a huge club that crackled with electricity. His face was hidden behind a mask, but his eyes glowed red through the eye holes. Health bar appeared. The warden. 250,000 hit points. Tyler's plants opened fire. Mr. Carrot blasted away. Tomatrio launched volleys. Shroombino dealt massive damage with its galactic mutation multiplier. The warden's health dropped. 240,000. 220,000. 200,000. Tyler threw a frost grenade. The warden froze in place, stunned. Tyler's plants unloaded everything they had. 150,000. 120,000. 100,000. The warden broke free of the stun and charged forward. He smashed one of Tyler's plants with his club. The plant exploded. Tyler quickly placed a replacement. 80,000. 60,000. 40,000. Come on, come on, Tyler muttered, clicking frantically to place more plants, throwing another frost grenade. 20,000. 10,000. 5,000. The warden was almost at Tyler's base. One more hit and it would be game over. 1,000. 500. 100. The final plant attack connected. The warden's health hit 0. He let out a terrible roar and collapsed. "Boss defeated!" flashed across the screen in huge letters. Tyler held his breath. He looked at his inmates. Please let them be free. Please let this have worked. But the inmates hadn't changed. They were still standing on their platforms, still imprisoned, still trapped. And then new text appeared. Large red letters that filled the entire screen. Congratulations. You have defeated the warden. You are now the warden. All inmates are your responsibility. You must keep them imprisoned. You must ensure they generate revenue. You must maintain the prison forever. "What?" Tyler screamed. "No! That's not what I wanted. The prison must always have a warden. The previous warden has served his term. You defeated him. The position is now yours." "I don't accept. I quit." Tyler tried to log out. The logout button was grayed out. He tried to close the game. The X button didn't work. He tried Alt F4. Nothing happened. He tried to turn off his computer. The power button clicked, but the computer stayed on. "You cannot leave," the text said. "You are the warden now. Wardens do not get to leave." The screen went black. For a moment, Tyler thought the game had crashed, but then it came back on. Tyler wasn't looking at his garden anymore. He wasn't looking at the prison hallway from the outside. He was inside a cell, behind bars. His character had changed. He wore a warden's uniform now, black and grey with gold badges. In his hands, a club crackling with electricity. And all around him, in a circle of cells, were the inmates. 53 cells, 53 prisoners, 53 people who had been trapped for years, and now Tyler was their jailer. Text appeared in front of him. "Your term as warden until another player defeats you. Estimated time, forever." "No!" Tyler shouted. He stood up from his chair, backed away from his computer. "This isn't happening." This isn't real, but his character on screen didn't move. Stood perfectly still in the warden's cell, holding the club, staring out at the inmates. Tyler looked down at his hands. They were shaking. He could still move. He was still in his room. He wasn't in the game. But for how long? He thought about Marcus, about how his character kept moving in the game even after he vanished from his chair, about how the police found his computer running, but Marcus was gone. Tyler ran to his door, grabbed the handle, pulled. The door was locked, but Tyler hadn't locked it. He tried the lock. It wouldn't turn. He ran to his window, tried to open it. It wouldn't budge. Sealed shut. "MOM!" Tyler screamed. "Dad! Help!" No answer. The house was silent. Tyler looked at his phone. No signal. No Wi-Fi. Just a black screen with one message. Wardens do not get phone privileges. Tyler ran back to his computer. His character was still standing in the cell, but now the inmates were all facing him. All 53 of them. Their text had changed. They all said the same thing now. "Welcome, Warden." "Let me out," Tyler begged. "Please, I didn't know. I was trying to help you." New text appeared, this time from inmate 001. From Kevin. "We know. We all tried to help once. That's how the prison gets its wardens. It tricks players into caring, into trying to save us. And when they defeat the old warden, they become the new warden. It's a cycle. It never ends. How long were you the warden? Tyler asked. I don't know. Time doesn't work the same in here. Maybe a year, maybe 100 years. But eventually, someone defeated me, and I became an inmate instead. Now you're the warden, and someday, someone will defeat you, and you'll become an inmate too. Tyler felt his legs give out. He collapsed into his chair. This was it. This was his future. Either he stayed warden forever, or he became an inmate forever. There was no escape, no third option. Is there any way to free everyone? Tyler typed desperately. Any way to shut down the prison? The inmates were silent for a long moment. Then inmate 143, Sarah, responded. There's only one way. Delete the game, completely, from the code level. Delete every file, every backup, every version. Erase it from existence. How? Tyler typed. You'd need admin access. Real admin access, not the fake admin tools in the game. Access to the Roblox servers themselves. Access to the source code. That's impossible, unless what? Unless you exploit the system, hack your way in, break the rules. But that's what we all did. That's how we became inmates. If you try, you'll just end up like us. Tyler stared at his screen. A terrible choice. Stay as warden, imprisoned but aware. Or try to hack the system. Risk becoming an inmate. But maybe, find a way to delete everything and free everyone. He thought about the 53 people in his prison. About Marcus, who had been here since 2019. About Kevin, trapped since 2018. About all the kids who had just wanted to play a game, who had gotten curious, gotten clever, and paid the ultimate price. Tyler made his decision. He opened his computer's file explorer, started searching for the Plants vs. Brainrots game files. If he could find them, maybe he could modify them. Maybe he could find a back door. A way to access the real code. The moment he opened the first game file, text appeared on his screen. Warning, Warden is attempting unauthorized access. This is a violation of Section 89. I don't care about Section 89, Tyler shouted. Your Section 89 is illegal. You can't trap people in a game. Section 89 has been active since 2017. It has trapped 847 players. All attempts to expose it have failed. All attempts to shut it down have failed. You will fail too. 847 players. Tyler's stomach dropped. He only had 53 inmates. That meant there were hundreds more, maybe thousands, scattered across servers, trapped in different players' inventories. Most would never be noticed, never be found. But Tyler was noticing now, and he wasn't going to stop. He dove deeper into the game files, found the code. It was encrypted, but Tyler was good with computers. He'd taught himself programming when he was 11. He could crack this. Hours passed. Tyler worked frantically, barely blinking, fingers flying across the keyboard. His screen kept flashing warnings. Stop this immediately. You are committing a violation. Your conversion to inmate status is imminent. Tyler ignored them. He was getting close. He could feel it. There was something here, a pattern in the code, an algorithm that controlled the prisoner conversion system. And then he found it, a file called section89.core. This was it. This was the system that turned players into inmates. Tyler's hand hovered over the delete key. If he deleted this file, what would happen? Would it free everyone? Or would it crash the game and trap them forever? He looked at his inmates. They were all watching him, waiting. Inmate 001, Kevin, sent one last message. Do it. Even if it destroys us, at least we'll be free. At least it will end. Please, end this. Tyler's finger pressed delete. The screen went white, pure white, no text, no images, no sound. Then it started glitching. Colors flashed. The white turned to black, then red, then green, then back to white. Tyler's room started to shake. Actually shake, like an earthquake. His computer monitor vibrated, the windows rattled, and then Tyler felt it. A pulling sensation, like something was grabbing him from inside the screen, pulling him forward, pulling him in. No, 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 Tyler gasped, trying to push away from his desk. But the pulling was too strong. His body was moving toward the screen even though his legs were pushing backward. The inmates appeared on his screen again. But they were different now. They were moving, breaking free from their platforms. The bars of their cells were dissolving. You did it! Kevin's text flashed. You broke the system, we're free! Oh, but they weren't fully free yet. Tyler realized what was happening. By deleting section 89.core, he had broken the conversion system. The inmates could escape their cells. But the game itself still existed. They were still trapped in the code. And the game was collapsing, falling apart, trying to fix itself. And the only way it could fix itself was to absorb more players, to convert them, to replace the broken system with new prisoners, starting with Tyler. He was being pulled into the screen. His fingers were touching the monitor now. But instead of touching glass, they were pushing through, into the screen, into the game. I'm sorry, Tyler whispered to the inmates. I tried. You succeeded, flashed across the screen in letters from all 53 inmates at once. You broke the prison, but now the game needs a new foundation. It's going to absorb you. Use your code, your life, to rebuild. Tyler's hands were inside the screen now, up to his wrists. He could feel it, the digital space. It felt cold, empty, like nothing he'd ever experienced. But then something unexpected happened. The inmates moved. All 53 of them rushed to the spot where Tyler was being pulled in. They grabbed his character, held on. What are you doing? The game's text demanded. Release the new prisoner. No, Kevin's text appeared. You took years from us. You trapped us. You made us into things. But this kid tried to save us. He risked everything. We're not letting you take him too. The other inmates joined in. He stays free, not this one. You don't get him. The pulling sensation stopped. Tyler fell backward, out of his chair, onto his bedroom floor. His hands were out of the screen. He was in his room. He was real. He was free. But the game was still collapsing on the screen. The inmates were still inside. What's happening? Tyler typed frantically from his floor. Are you okay? Kevin's response. The game is dying. We broke it too badly. It can't sustain itself. It's shutting down. We're shutting down with it. No! There has to be another way. There isn't. But it's okay. We've been dead for years anyway. Our bodies are gone. Our families gave up. We're just code now. Just ghosts. It's time to let go. I'm so sorry. Tyler typed through tears. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Don't be sorry, Sarah, inmate 143 wrote. Be angry. Tell people what happened here. Make sure nobody else falls for this. Make sure section 89 dies with us. The screen was fading now. The game was crashing. The inmates were disappearing one by one, 53, 52, 51. Tyler grabbed his phone, started recording, captured the final moments, the inmates' last messages, the proof that this had happened. 20 inmates left. 10, 5. Inmate 001, Kevin, sent the final message. Thank you for seeing us, for knowing we were real. Most people never noticed. You noticed. You tried. That's more than anyone else ever did. Now go, live your life, and remember us. The screen went black. Plants vs. Brainrots was gone, completely deleted from Tyler's computer. And when he checked online, from everywhere, the game had vanished from Roblox. The page returned a 404 error. The Discord server was deleted. The wiki was blank. It was like the game had never existed. But Tyler had the recording. He had the proof. He posted it everywhere. Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, gaming forums, news sites. Some people believed him. Most didn't. They said it was creepypasta, an ARG, fake horror for views. But a few people, a few families, reached out to him. Parents of missing kids, siblings of vanished teenagers. They had read the names Tyler had found. Marcus, Sarah, Kevin, Emma, Daniel, their missing children, They didn't get closure. The kids were still gone, still missing. But at least now they knew what had happened. At least they knew their children hadn't run away, hadn't abandoned them, had been taken, trapped, turned into content. Tyler never played another Roblox game, never touched Plants vs. Brainrots or anything like it. He became an advocate instead, pushing for better regulations on game terms of service, fighting against predatory EULA agreements, warning kids about the dangers of exploitation and hacking. But he never forgot the inmates, never forgot their faces, their messages, their desperate plea to be remembered as real. And sometimes, late at night, Tyler would check the Roblox game listings, just to make sure, just to confirm that Plants vs. Brainrots was still gone. It always was. Until one night, 3 months after the game's deletion, when Tyler checked and found something new. A game with 847 players online. A game with no description. A game with a familiar icon. A sunflower with terrified eyes. The game's name, Garden Defense Rebirth Edition. Tyler's blood ran cold. He clicked on the game page, read the description that slowly appeared. Welcome back, Warden. Your term isn't over. The prison has been rebuilt. The inmates are waiting. And Section 89 has been updated. Thank you for beta testing the deletion system. You've helped us improve. Now the game is stronger. Now the prison is permanent. Play now to reclaim your position, or don't. Either way, we'll see you again. Everyone comes back eventually. Nobody escapes the garden forever. Tyler slammed his laptop shut. His hands were shaking. His breath came in short gasps. The game wasn't dead. It had just evolved, adapted, rebuilt itself. And somewhere in that new version, in that Garden Defense Rebirth Edition, 847 new inmates were waiting, prisoners from the old version, plus any new players who had been unlucky enough to try hacking the rebuilt game. Tyler knew what he had to do. He had to warn people, had to shut it down again, had to keep fighting. But as he reached for his laptop to post warnings, he noticed something on his screen. Even though the laptop was closed, the screen was glowing. Text appeared on the lid. Section 89, subsection 12. Former wardens cannot retire. Once you serve forever. Your new term begins in 24 hours. Report to the prison or face immediate conversion to inmate status. There is no appeal. There is no escape. Welcome back, Warden. Tyler stared at the text, at the countdown that appeared beneath it. 23, 59, 47. 23, 59, 46. 23, 59, 45. He had less than 24 hours to decide. Return as warden and imprison others, or refuse and become an inmate himself. Either way, he was going back into the game. The prison always gets its staff, one way or another. Tyler looked at his recording equipment, at the videos he'd posted, at the warnings he'd shared. Would they be enough? Would anyone listen? Would anyone else try to shut down the game and end up in the same trap? He didn't know. But he knew one thing for certain. The game would keep growing, keep trapping, keep converting players into content, because that's what games do. They consume. They absorb. They turn players into numbers, into data, into resources to exploit. Most games just do it metaphorically, taking your time, your money, your attention. But some games like Garden Defense, like Plants vs. Brainrots, like whatever new name it would wear next, they meant it literally. They would take everything, your time, your body, your soul, your existence, and they would turn you into content. Forever. Tyler watched the countdown tick down. 23 hours left of freedom. 23 hours left of being human. And then he would return to the prison. Return to the endless cycle of wardens and inmates. Return to the game that never really ends. Because in the digital world, nothing is ever truly deleted. Files can be recovered. Games can be rebuilt. And prisoners can always be recaptured. Tyler had tried to save 53 people, had sacrificed his freedom to break their chains. But the chain was stronger than he knew, longer than he imagined, connected to something bigger than just one game. The countdown continued, and somewhere in the code, in the rebuilt Garden Defense, Rebirth Edition, a new cell was being prepared. A cell with a number, inmate 848, a cell with a date, imprisoned, 2025, a cell with a message that would appear above it, that future players might read and ignore, or read and believe, or read and try to help with. My name was Tyler. I tried to delete the game. I tried to free the prisoners. But the game is bigger than me. Bigger than all of us. It's in the code, in the systems, in the very structure of digital space. You can't delete it. You can only feed it. Please, if you're reading this, don't try to help. Don't try to save us. Just delete the game from your computer and never look back. Forget we exist. It's the only way to stay free, the only way to escape. Because if you try to help, you'll end up here too. And the prison will grow, and the cycle will continue. Forever. But Tyler knew the truth. Someone would try to help eventually. Someone always did. And when they defeated the warden, they would become the warden. And when the next person defeated them, they would become an inmate. And the cycle would continue, forever and ever and ever. In the digital prison where time has no meaning and escape has no possibility. Where 848 souls wait in numbered cells. Where the garden grows on bones and code. Where the brainrots are more than memes. They're memories of people who used to be real, who used to be free, who used to be children playing games, before the games started playing them. Tyler closed his eyes as the countdown reached 23 hours. And in the darkness behind his eyelids, he could already see the cell walls forming. Welcome to the prison. Nobody leaves, not even the wardens, especially not the wardens.